Hello everybody and welcome back. Allie from Tarot here, and today I have another deck walkthrough for you guys. It is the Experiential Tarot by Julie Comfort. Now this deck actually has been en route to me for several weeks now. It came from the Netherlands. This deck, I have to say, is everything aesthetically that I love, so I'm really excited to show you guys. I mean, just the box in itself. So beautiful. So these are the backs. Oh, actually, you know what? First, let me show you guys. So when I unwrapped the box, it did come with a certificate of authenticity. My deck is number 82 of 150. I did kind of do the sacrilegious thing and fold it up a little bit, and I'll keep it in my box with that. I don't know if that's, rude to do or whatever, but that's what I did. So these are the backs. And yellow is my favorite color, so this deck is very minimalistic in the art style. It is all black, white, and yellow, and kind of this cream color here. So muted color palette, but it is absolutely stunning. So let's flip through the cards. So we have the Fool. And what I like too about this deck is she's got small keywords here on the sides. So, but they're not intrusive, they're not in the way. They just look like a part of the art. So I like that there's a way to remind yourself of the keywords if you get stuck. Here we have the Magician. I do know that this was obviously a photography-based deck, and these are people that she collaborated with for this project. The cardstock of this deck, I love her. The cardstock of this deck is it's not actual linen, but it's got kind of a linen feel. It's really, you can kind of see. So it's not, the quilted, as I like to call it, kind of the patchwork square texture of linen, but it almost feels like a different type of linen. But it's very smooth and comfortable in the hands, and you can hear it. So, yeah. Great cardstock. Very comfortable, very slidey. Sliding, is that a word? It is now. The Emperor. Another one that I love. You definitely get the theme of control and boundaries here. The Hierophant. So there is nudity in this deck. Great time for me to tell you. So if that makes you uncomfortable, I'm sorry. But I do not personally mind nudity in my decks. It's the human form. I don't know if I've said that before on the channel, but it's the human form, so I don't mind it. The Lovers. The Chariot. I will say it is a little bit easier to see this artwork in person. I mean, it is very dark, but it's not impossible to see. It's a little bit easier to see when you're actually holding the card. I will say that. Now, this one also might trigger some people. This is the Strength card. But I personally love this image. I've stated, actually, I also don't know if I've stated this before, but I am a nurse, and I work in the operating room in surgery, so this is something very familiar to me, unfortunately, or fortunately. People need help and they need surgery, so this can be a wonderful thing, but it's this large abdominal scar, and so that's, I think, a perfect image for strength. It takes a lot. Sometimes it takes a lot, and it takes a lot of pain and a lot of healing to arrive there, but it makes you stronger. So I love that image. The Hermit, my birth card, again, one of my favorite cards in every deck. The Wheel, the London Eye. I love this image for the Wheel. I've actually been to London before, and this is a really cool photograph to have taken. Justice, very appropriate for our day and time. It's a really, really strong image again. Fairness and resolution. The Hanged One. I love this image of being suspended and floating in water and just surrendering and being in that element and knowing that sometimes it's okay to just be, and sometimes it is about relinquishing control. So I love that image for the Hanged One. Death, so stunning. I kind of want the art print of this. I have a thing for skulls. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. That would be quite a scary thing to happen. The Star. So on this card, she's got a tiny, I don't know if you can focus. Focus, please. It's, oh, kind of. There it is. It's a tiny little gold star on her. Like a tattoo. Love that. We have the Moon. Focus, there we go. It's just, the artwork is so simplistic, but it says so much. I'm a very, very big fan of photographic decks, and this one truly is incredible. I love this Judgment card. I love how both of the eyes are closed, but the third eye is open. It definitely does give you that sense of, you know, not truly going by your sight, but going by your sight. You know what I mean? I don't know words today, guys. I'm sorry. The World. Such a great card. Just victory and happiness. I love it. And then the first suit you come to is the Cups. I love that it's a fancy goblet. And it's overflowing. You get that sense of emotional completion. My cup runneth over. Very, very cool depiction. And the 2, so sweet. 3. There's a lot to be said in this deck for body positivity and for all kinds of skin tones and skin types to be presented in this deck. And I love that. I love, love, love this card. You have the 4. And even just now, as I'm flipping through all of these, again, I love that these are over here. It can kind of be helpful, especially if you're just learning to do tarot. But I'm not distracted by them, which is really, really neat. 5 of Cups. See, so it's not even, I wouldn't even know the official term, but it's obviously not a pip style deck. I wouldn't know what to call it because there literally isn't really the items of the suits in the images necessarily, but she captures, it's more about capturing the feeling or the essence of, you know, what is supposed to be portrayed in the card. So it's really, really fantastic, I think. And I haven't seen very many decks do it this way. 7 of Cups. I love that it's a big shelf of jars and bottles. That's so great. Definitely a lot of choices there. 8. 9. Okay, so there's our goblet coming back again from the Ace. And the 10. How sweet. It's the new bride and groom on their wedding day. Definitely a good image for the 10 of Cups. Then we then we run into the Page of Cups. Look at those eyes. So striking. But you've still got the little beta fish down here. A little nod to the RWS traditional symbolism. Knight. He just looks like a charmer, doesn't he? The Queen. Love that she's just all in the pool. She's so comfortable in her element. That's definitely great to see for a Queen of Cups. And then our King. I like this image because it feels, you know, he looks like he would be rough and tumble or a biker guy, but he probably actually has the biggest, softest heart. So a little nod to kind of don't judge a book by its cover type of thing. So I like that. I wish that I had more to offer other than liking every image, but it really is true. Now this, I'm not sure. I want to say it looks like a strand of mala beads, or maybe not mala beads, but some type of necklace. But I'm quite honestly not sure totally what they're holding. The 2, sense of balance. I'll definitely have to come back to you guys once I have used this deck a little bit more and give a little bit more thought. You're just getting my raw feedback for now. 4 of Pentacles. Now this is kind of interesting to me that she has correlated this with luxury and materialism. I kind of can see that, but I see it more as either guardedness, like it says here, but almost more of holding on too tightly. So that definitely gives me more to work with there. The 5, the flowers are dying. Old dilapidated home, definitely fitting. The 6, that give and take, that exchange back and forth. You don't know which one is giving, which one's receiving. The 7, hard work, progress and reward, waiting for that bounty to come in, tending to your harvest and knowing that it's almost ready, but it's not quite time yet. The 8, great image for the 8. It is all about that hard work and craftsmanship and putting the time into working on your skills. Nine. Look at this tree. Legacy, inheritance, roots. I like that. Oh, and do I see, is that a little tiny iguana down there? I think it may be. That's amazing. And then we have our sweet little Page of Pentacles. Look at the dog. The Knight. Very snazzily dressed man. Stoicism, diligence. Very cool. The Queen. I like that she's wearing a crystal necklace. And our lovely King. He definitely looks like he's got his stuff together. Alright, now we dive into the swords. I love how the sword, and you can see kind of the botanical leaves down here. I love that they're kind of a darker black on the black, if that makes sense. And the snake and the little moon up here, I love how those are kind of the focal points. Obviously, too, the cards do show fingerprints for a second. And 2. Yeah, it definitely makes me think of that indecision, kind of, you know, which way to go. Kind of being of 2 minds here in the same body. 3. Y'all know I'm a sucker for the Three of Swords card, and I'm a sucker for anatomical hearts. That's perfect. Yep, that's perfection. We're done. We need go no further. The Four of Swords, taking a rest. A 5. You definitely, in this Five of Swords, I like how it's not necessarily a conflict with other people that you see. I mean, it is made all about mental anguish here. I love that. She really captured that well. And a 6, rowing the boat, kind of classic. Making that transition, moving on. And the 7, the fox, that deception, slyness, yeah. Perfect. The 8. Self-victimization, kind of blinding yourself, trapping yourself, keeping yourself in the dark. So good. Her hands are completely free to tie her blindfold. So I like that. 9 of Swords. That's a really interesting image. Like they're standing in front of a window that has the cutouts. And the 10. See, again, it's easier to see in person, but you can see how the swords are a blacker black, so to speak, in the background. And we just have a shot of the person, their back here. Like that. We have the Page. Knight. Queen. Yeah, she looks very she knows exactly what you're thinking of doing, and she's like, you want to think again? Perfect expression. And then our king. Strategy. This reminds me of someone, like, it makes me feel like he's leaning over the table and there's, like, you know, blueprints or plans down here, and he's like, all right, guys, so this is what we're gonna do. This is the plan. Get on it and get on board or get out. All right, and finally we have the wand suit. Simple, pretty, beautiful. Such an artistically sound deck, in my opinion. That golden moon. So typically in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, you know, for the Two of Wands, you see someone holding a wand and then someone holding a globe. So I like instead here how it's kind of holding on to the globe or the world with both hands. Interesting way to depict it. The 3, looking over that cliff, still expectant. Four of Wands. I'm just gonna say I would like to go here, please. I would love to be at a bonfire on the beach right now. Ooh. I love this. Five of Wands. It's all about that conflict, and I love that there are, I want to say, stag horns. All of you into hunting or raised with hunting, don't come for me, but stag horns, deer antlers, some kind of antlers is kind of like you know, those animals typically use those antlers for intimidation, right? To fight, to attract females, so it's definitely kind of a power move in and of itself. So I like that she's tied the two together. Things that you wouldn't normally see or think to put together, but it's just done perfectly. Now, I will say, forgive me, but I cannot quite make this out. It seems like she's taking the shirt off, but then I don't. It's almost like there are 4 arms, like it's a dual image or something, like one arm here, and then arms up here. I'm not sure. I'm really just not sure. So I have to sit with this one a little bit more, I think. The 7. Eight, throwing darts. I like that. The swiftness and the little hummingbird up here in the corner. So perfect. 9 of Wands. I don't know about you guys, but did you dread climbing that rope in gym class as much as I did? Playing tug of war on the playground on field days? Yeah. Definitely a good image for the 9 of Wands. And then we have the 10, all tied together, and this person's literally got them all on their backs. And what is this, a stag beetle? Not a stag beetle. Some kind of beetle, the kind that carry a bunch on their backs. Wow, Creative Alley. I know. Thank you. All right, last few cards. We have the Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. He does look very rebellious. You kind of get the sense that he can't wait to get out of his stuffy 9-to-5 job and like loosen his collar so he can go hang out at the bar with some friends after a long day. Doesn't quite fit in, but makes it to where he fits in. You know what I'm saying? Queen. She's so lovely. And finally, we have the King. I love how it's just kind of the shadow of the wand on his face. It's a very evocative image. All right. Well, that is the entire deck. I thank you guys very, very much for watching and for looking at the cards with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!